The Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps program is a youth citizenship development program supported by the Navy and local school districts. The Navy's program was established in the 1960s and has grown rapidly since the 1990s. Currently, Navy Junior ROTC is in more than 600 public and private high schools and enrolls about 80,000 participants. The program serves many at-risk students. More than half of our cadets are diverse and more than 40% are female. The goals of the Navy Junior ROTC program include raising academic achievement, developing leadership skills, improving physical fitness, strengthening self-esteem and self-motivation, and providing citizenship education. The Navy Junior ROTC program reaches well beyond the classroom and into the local community. The program keeps students in school, motivates them toward higher education, helps them make the right choices during their teenage years, and continues to assist them with positive habits as they move into adulthood. We are proud of the Navy Junior ROTC program's contribution to America's future, and we are thankful for the dedicated area managers, instructors, staff, school administrators, parents, and communities whose hard work and commitment make the program's success possible. Now, you'll hear from some of the cadets, parents, and administrators in their own words.
You're learning how to build your character. You're getting confidence. I never spoke my freshman year. I was quiet, kept my head down, walked through the halls, looked at my feet. That's all I saw. This year, I have gotten myself a great group of friends. I walk through the halls, I see people I know, I'm confident in my abilities.
When you apply for jobs in colleges and they see that you have a leadership role in a program and that you try to be in a leadership program, they look at it and take it to mind in choosing their candidates for a college. And
it's just everyone there, the instructors, the people, they've just guided me and they've taught me time management, discipline, and everything, community service, the importance of giving back what you have.
In this program, you learn a lot about yourself, about what you want to do with your life, about how you should act in life.
The rest of your life, you have the discipline that you're not going to get coming out of any high school program or coming out of anything else.
I've lost weight from doing PT, and everybody's like, oh, you look so good, you look so good. I'm like, I know. Yeah, I got muscle.
And I also think that it kind of prepares you for the future because we're working in an organization that's set up how companies are set, where you have to use a chain of command, you have to delegate, you have to use people skills, and all of that is needed when you go into the workforce.
Camaraderie is the best thing you get out of this program. You learn leadership, you learn tact, you learn discipline, but the best thing you're going to get out of it is you're going to have a group of people that you can walk in every day and they're going to know who you are. You're not just going to be another face in the system.
You get a lot of friends, and it's not all about just discipline. You learn a lot about teamwork and stuff, and they become your family. For me, I didn't really have that many friends, and I went in there and I got a lot of friends and I got real close, and we've been best friends ever since 9th grade, so they're like my family now.
And it's given me a way to actually go to college, because even though I may have straight A's, I still wasn't getting the scholarship money that I was hoping I would get for my future years. And so NJROTC gave me the opportunity to get money to go to college, especially since my dad lost his job just this past year. So it cleared up a lot of things for my family, so it gave me an opportunity.
As the years go by and you're in this program, you learn a lot about yourself, about what you want to do with your life, about how you should act in life, what is the right path for you. That's a big thing. If you're a confused high school student and you really don't know what you want to do or what your aspirations in life are, this is a good program for you.
The NJROTC program kind of helped me develop my leadership skills. And whether I go civilian, whether I go military, it has helped me develop who I am. It develops character, it develops integrity, it develops discipline, it develops just someone that you never really thought that you can become.
Peer pressure for teenagers is a big thing. See, gangbangers and drug dealers on the corner, and it's like this school can open up an opportunity for me to escape that life.
It doesn't really matter whether I go into the military or be a civilian. I mean, it's always been my plan going into the military, but I understand that could change. No matter what, the main thing I learned here this week is that I'm a leader. I'm already a leader. The NJROTC program makes you that. It inspires you to be your best. It gets you out there and sometimes puts you in the spotlight and you're like, you're really scared. But it puts you in that spotlight and it makes you a stronger person. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from or what walk of life you're planning on going into. The courage and the responsibility that you learn in this program is going to help you no matter what.
Well, I tell you what, I think that whatever path that she chooses, whether it be a path that deals with going into the military or not going into the military, that's not why she signed up for the program. She didn't sign up to go into the military. She signed up because it was an opportunity to do something that was different, something that was challenging.
To be perfectly honest, I was a little reticent at first, mostly because I know that the ROTC program was going to give Amy a certain amount of structure, which I think is really good for students. But Amy is the kind of person who, at least in middle school, she had way too much structure in her life. I was kind of hoping for something that would prompt a little more spontaneity, a little more flexibility in her. Any fears I had or any hesitations I had, however, were completely unfounded. It turned out that this is probably the single most important experience I can imagine that Amy has had in high school.
Initially, I was skeptical because all you hear is Navy. All you hear is Army. I really didn't know what it was about. And of course, as any parent, you're fearful because all you think about is all these young men and women going off to war. But it's not really all about that. It's more about building up their character and giving back to their community.
Since the years have gone by, her grades picked up dramatically. She was a good student, now she was a high honor student. Her poise as a lady picked up tremendously. We noticed that all her friends held her in high esteem, even higher. All her teachers, when she put on that uniform or when she even walked out, they just were totally respectful of her. It was just so great to see.
But when you look at the program, it involves a little bit of every aspect, athletics, academics, teamwork. Every kid is provided the opportunity to be a leader. They start off as a freshman, work their way, if they stay in all 4 years, they work their way through through the senior year. And by that year, they're forced into being, into a position of leadership, and they take that with them.
They should let them get involved because it teaches discipline, it teaches respect. Even if you're teaching them respect at home, it teaches more because it's leadership.
But also, they want to make sure that the kids are making good grades too. It's not like maybe some of the other sports teams where they just want you for your talent. Your talent, their talent in NJROTC is maturing the mind, and with the drill team, if you've got some talents, is to bring those talents, but they also want you to keep those grades also.
I think I mentioned before, I'm a college professor, and I'm naturally interested in high school students, and when they come to university, I'm hoping they have all those verbal skills, math skills they need to succeed. But I know from my own career, from the college students I mentor, that you need more than just academic skills, you need good social skills. It's virtually all due to the fact that the ROTC program really fosters that confidence, those leadership abilities, those organizational kinds of commitments that you need to have to succeed in life.
We have a very diverse population at Proviso West High School. In that diversity, it doesn't just cross the racial bonds. It also crosses the socioeconomic bonds, which I think unfortunately people don't realize may have a greater grip on young people than any. Because of that, we have young people who are from very solid families, as well as young people who are from fragmented families. Sometimes they're looking for something and they're looking for someone. NJROTC provides that. It provides the peers who may not be their biological siblings, but provide them with the siblings they're looking for.
The rates of academic problems, much less than our general student population, which is significant for us. And it's wonderful because we're looking at, out of 120 kids, I'd probably be looking at 80 or 90 of those kids in some type of either discipline or academic need that now I don't have to worry about as an administrator. The people take care of them, they belong to each other, they patrol each other, police each other, and become role models for not only each other, but for the rest of our building. And we see these kids, the growth that I've seen in 1 year is astounding, especially in our freshmen and sophomores.
There are three groups in any school. Those who come to school about the business of being educated and preparing for the future. Those who come because mom and dad are saying get out the house and you're not going to stay here. And those who come who are possibly lost from the beginning or become lost once they get here because they have no focus. NJROTC pulls you from the mire of the third group, snatches you from the jaws of the second group, and helps you to become part of that first group. Look, it's a big place, but we make it smaller because we surround you with the care and the necessary direction and discipline.
And what we do is we look at data, we look at trends, and all the data tells us the more kids you get involved in extracurricular activities or clubs or something other than the regular school day, the better chance you have at being successful with those kids. Our ROTC unit has over 100 kids in it, has been going for 7 or 8 years, and all the data tells us that it is an extraordinarily successful unit as far as getting the kids that we have, many of whom come in at risk and leave us successful high school students ready to go on to either futures in college or military or employment.
One of the things that NJROTC really does for students is it begins to force them to look at themselves in a different light. They have to start checking their uniform. They have to start making sure that they're ready when that inspection is going to come, and that starts to spill over into everything they do. Once they start to take on some ownership, then they begin to take on ownership in their classes as well. They're not only checking their uniform, they're checking their homework. They're not only checking to see whether or not their shoes are shined, they're checking to make sure they have every book they're supposed to have before they leave the house. So this kind of self-discipline and self-preparation starts to take over. So it's less mom and dad and it's more student. And as that transformation takes place, you start seeing them do better academically.
NJROTC provides for you the tutoring, the discipline, the experience, as well as the exposure. If you're in 8th grade and you're looking to be successful in high school, you want to come to high school prepared. But if you don't, you want to come and find a group of caring individuals who are going to help you sustain yourself in this 4-year career that we call high school.